The woman was perfectly healthy, but her husband lied that she had a heart condition, forcing her to agree to a transplant surgery. The one who was truly sick was actually the husband. He wanted to use her healthy heart to save himself. The woman pretended to agree to the surgery, but on the day of the operation, the husband lay on the table and saw that the lead surgeon was his wife. The woman had been reborn. In her previous life she suffered from heart disease. Her husband volunteered to donate his heart to save her, but he died from an infection during the surgery. The woman lived on with his heart, but was left with severe complications, and carried a debt of 30 million, all of it borrowed under her name by her husband. She worked desperately for 10 years to pay it off, and was ready to go be with her husband. When she ran into him on the street, she happily rushed to greet him, but he pushed her away in disgust. Only then did she learn that he had been the sick one. He abandoned her for his first love, and used her name to take on massive debt. The woman grew angry and tried to confront them, but she was hit by a car during the struggle. When she woke up she had returned to 10 years earlier, on the day she was diagnosed with heart disease. Seeing her fake husband and mother-in-law, the woman swore to make them pay. She refused treatment saying she did not want to burden him. Her husband panicked immediately, begging her for the sake of their daughter to agree to the surgery. The woman said she wanted to be discharged, so he had to discuss it with his first love who was a doctor. The woman used the chance to investigate, and found that the 2 million on her card had already been transferred by him. Fortunately her parents had left her 200,000. She decided to use the money to fight back. She hired 2 relatives to put on an act. They pretended to be secretaries from a wealthy family, claiming she was going to inherit 100 million. Her husband doubted it but was tempted by the fortune. The mother-in-law grew even more anxious. The woman acted unwilling, saying she might not live long enough to claim the inheritance. The secretary said the deadline to inherit was only 1 week. Her husband did not want to miss the wealth. He immediately decided to move the surgery up. But since scheduling was difficult he asked the secretary for help. The secretary recommended an overseas specialist. Her husband rushed to transfer 2 million in surgery fees. The woman easily took back her money. The next day her husband took her to the hospital. Soon he was pushed into the operating room, but just when he expected to start a new life, he suddenly realized the doctor in front of him was his wife.